Hi class. So before our break, we talked about the beginning of World War I, and this week we're going to be focusing on the rest of World War I, especially how the US made contributions to the war, as well as the impact of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. The United States entered World War I on April 6, 1917. The US entered as an ally of Great Britain and France and declared war on Germany. The US military drafted 4 million men and was sending thousands to Europe to fight in the war every day. The US Navy sent supplies, marines, and battleships to fight the Central Powers in Europe. On the right side, you can see that there is a propaganda poster. The character on that poster is referred to as Uncle Sam, and that was used as a persuasive device to convince young men to fight in World War I. Eventually, Germany surrenders. The US helped turn the tide of the war. On November 11th, 1918, the Central Powers surrendered. Today, November 11th, is celebrated as Veterans Day, and we remember the Americans who fought in World War I, as well as our nation's other wars. The Treaty of Versailles. In January 1919, President Wilson and the other Allied leaders met in Versailles, France, to write a peace treaty. A treaty is the terms of the winners and what they expected of the losing countries. President Wilson hoped the treaty would make sure there was lasting peace. The Treaty of Versailles said that number one, Germany must give up part of their land. So on the right, we see territories taken away from Germany by the Allies after World War I, and they were given to Denmark, Poland, and France. So if I was Germany, I'd be feeling pretty upset about that. But let's see what else the Treaty of Versailles said. Second, it said that Germany must pay $33 billion in reparations. So think about if you were Germany, how you'd be feeling at this point. This is not all the Treaty of Versailles said. Number three, Germany must disarm their military and not make any new weapons. Think about if a country told America that, how America would feel. Number four, Germany must accept the new government that was going to be put in place. So they didn't have any control over what was going to take over their government. And the last thing it said, Germany must accept blame for all of World War I. So let's pause there and reflect. Whenever we think about the countries that started World War I, was Germany even one of the original countries that started it? Or did Germany just try to help that side? I want you to think about why they wanted Germany to accept all of the blame for the entire war, and if you think that's fair. So Germany after World War I, World War I had left Germany in financial ruins, meaning that people were not very well off and were very poor. The German people were not happy with the terms of the treaty, and honestly, I can't say I blame them. Many of them could not find jobs. So this is where we lead into World War II. So who's with me? Germans could not find jobs and joined the Communist and National Socialist parties. The National Socialist Party's leader, Adolf Hitler, was gaining more and more power, and many Germans wanted revenge. So one of the major themes that we need to learn about World War I and about history in general is that it doesn't stop and start. It's very continuous and fluid. So the end of World War I, if I was Germany, I would be feeling pretty upset with the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. But as we'll learn about World War II, we'll see if Germany had an appropriate reaction to being the scapegoat of World War I.